Breaking Bridget.
Speaking of shut it all down.
Colin Kaepernick compares NFL training camps to slavery.
They don't want you to understand is what's being established is a power dynamic.
I just can't with this. I am sorry. No, in no fucking universe. I don't understand how you're not embarrassed to make that connection. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself for making that connection. That, yes, the NFL, which you choose to enter into and you get paid millions of dollars, is exactly like being a slave, which you had no choice in, got paid nothing for, and you were physically and mentally abused day in and day out. Like how? And even in the video, he just segues from them measuring their arms, and he's like, they took measurements. Yeah, because they're fucking athletes.
Yeah.
Peak athletes.
They're elite athletes.
They're elite athletes. He's like, and then day one starts the power dynamic. Yeah, in no other instance is a power dynamic at play in any other jobs. And I watched some of the episodes. The narrative arc is not bad. His story's interesting. It seems like it was made for white people who don't understand that racism is a thing and that some people are discriminated against, and these things like the soft racism that occurs that white people might not see. They can see some instances of this. Mm-hmm. That's who it feels like it was made for, because I don't really know who else. But every time he comes on camera, it's like ridiculous. You cannot take him seriously. He's a fucking clown making these ridiculous comparisons. I mean, that would imply that little kids would be running up to these slaves and being like, can I get your autograph? Can you sign your chains for me? Like, you are a fucking crazy person. And he spends the entire first episode after he opens with this comparison to slavery talking about how he wanted to be in the NFL his whole life. Like, you undermine your whole point. And by the way, you also take away the agency from every other person in the NFL who chose to do this. You're just saying, oh, all these people who are in the NFL are slaves because I decided it's exactly like slavery.
Yeah. Any kind of argument he might have made or point he might have been making about like soft racism that we don't even see, microaggressions, although I hate that term. All of that stuff is undermined immediately by starting off with that framing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because these two things are exactly the same. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. And I bet most people in the NFL probably don't agree with this, even if they don't feel like they can come out and say it. It's going to be funny in like 10 years when it comes out that that Kaepernick was just kneeling and like tying his shoe during the national anthem.
And then it started this
and then he just had to like keep doubling down. They were like, oh, what a statement he's made. And he's like, huh? I am making a statement. That's right. And then he just keeps doubling down and doubling down.
That would be amazing.
In the next episode, it's going to be like how being a brand icon is slavery.